Hey everybody, Scott Jones, Rocky Mountain Rehab. So today what I want to talk about is I've had some clients, I've had some athletes, I've also had even a couple of grandmothers who were coming in, they were discussing hip pain and they were also discussing posterior chain tightness, somewhere maybe in the glute, maybe in the hamstring. And so I just want to talk about a quick assessment today and three really quick ways that you can begin to deal with this, begin to work on this yourself. So the first thing is the assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down here. And this is really easy and this is really quick. And so we're going to check out two different things here. We're going to check out our hamstring length. We're also going to check out how well our hip joint is moving. So you're just going to put your hands behind your knee and we're going to check out that hamstring length simply by kicking straight. All right, can you kick all the way straight, or does your knee stop somewhere in this position here? And if it does, maybe it's the hamstring, maybe it's a combination of the hamstring and the glute. Now the other piece of this is what if the problem is not so much the back muscles, but the front of the hip or the hip joint itself? You're going to keep those hands behind the knee and you're just going to try and pull that thigh right up against your chest. Can you get it all the way there? If you can, where do you feel the tightness? Do you feel tightness or a pinch in the front of the hip? Or do you feel, is all the tightness still in the back of the leg, maybe through the hamstring, maybe even more in the glute, in the back of the hip? So is there impingement with pinching in the front of the hip, or is there tissue tightness in the back? So this is how we're going to begin to deal with that. If you've got some hamstring tightness, grab a lacrosse ball. Maybe a lacrosse ball is a little too rigid for you. You can also grab a tennis ball. Go ahead and grab a desk and sit on that lacrosse ball. Find a place where there's some tissue tightness, where you can feel a trigger point. Put that lacrosse ball right on it. You're going to lean into that a little bit, put a little bit of pressure through that trigger point into the ball, and you're simply going to extend the leg. You're going to extend the knee, flex the knee, and you're going to feel a lot of deep pressure and probably some pretty significant discomfort right in that tissue as you begin to floss and mash right through those tight trigger points. All right, fix number two for the impingement piece is we're going to take that same hip. Maybe you felt that pinch in the front of the hip. We're going to step through a band that's going to be attached to a wall. Maybe it's a door handle, just about anything. And you're going to distract that band so that what we're doing here is we're taking the head of the femur and we're shoving it back deep inside. So that ball, shoving it back deep inside the socket. We're going to stay tall, keep a little bit of an arch in your back, and simply lean forward. And so that band is literally pulling the head of the femur back into the socket as you get your hip to rotate over the top of that. That is very likely going to relieve some of the impingement that you're feeling. And the last piece is back in the assessment position, again for the hamstring length. You can go right back into the assessment position and you're simply going to floss the hamstring by putting the hands behind the knee and just repetitively straightening and flexing the knee. Okay? And what you're going to find is with each repetition, that foot is going to go a little higher. When you're done with all of that, go ahead and go back into the assessment position. You can recheck here, recheck that hamstring length, keep the hands behind the knee, pull the thigh to the chest, see if there's less impingement, see if there's less tension back here.